What's up guys, and welcome back to Maso Hendo Plays. Today we have a re-upload of one of the final two Let's Play series that I did on my original channel, Mason the Brock Henderson. If you want to watch me review TV shows and movies, you can check out that channel. But as we are getting to the end of the re-uploads, you can expect new uploads as soon as these two series are done. If you want updates on what type of games I'll be playing, or how to vote on the next series, or what my upload schedule will be, I'll be putting up a video that'll act as the intro for the channel, so go check that out. But with all that being said, let's get into the video. What's up guys, Mason the Brock Henderson here, back with some more Metaphor ReFantazio, kind of. So unfortunately, I recorded this whole episode, and it was over 2.5 hours. Unfortunately, when I went to edit, I noticed that apparently my voice did not record at all. Don't know exactly why. My guess is there was some sort of corruption that happened after I finished recording, because the mic was picking up sound the entire recording session. So it was not a mic issue. So unfortunately for me, that means I have a whole lot of footage and a whole lot of recording to go through, but no voice to go along with it. So my plan is, I took notes on all the stuff that I did in the recording session, and I'm just going to give you guys a quick-ish rundown of everything that happened, show you guys some clips, show you guys some scenes as well. A couple of the scenes were voice acted, so I'll probably give you guys those moments as well. But I do apologize. I know not many people have been watching this series right now, but anybody who is, and anybody who maybe is watching in the future, if I do end up having people come back and watch this retroactively, I do apologize that I wasn't able to get a lot of this. There were some really good moments that I'm sad I don't get to have in the video anymore. But first up, we started on Virga Island, of course, and there were quests to pick up. So I picked up first the quest Peak Curiosity, and for this quest we have to travel to the Spire of Blind Faith and battle an enemy called the Leogron. It will be quite a long trip out there, because it almost acts like a spiral around the island to get there. But then the next quest I picked up was a little bit simpler. It was called the Price of Hope, and all I had to do was travel to Lycion Magic Association in Grand Trad and have an igniter appraised. The next we went and talked to the informant. We got info about the quest at the Spire of the Blind Faith. Also got info about some of the ingredients sold around town, as well as a trading village that is on the way. We also had two other pieces of information, one about the Ujif stall in Brylehaven, which I'll talk about in a minute, and information about the Potion of Blight, which he said basically to go to Grand Trad. And that was confirmed when we went and talked to Batlin, and he basically told us the same thing. We needed to go to Grand Trad to look for it. And so we picked up some random veggies from a kind old woman and headed over to Brylehaven, where we made a stop at that Ujif stall and used our connection with Alonzo to unlock more of his items. We found out apparently he sells masks for the masked dancer on most days, but apparently on Idol's Day he says he sells an unusual ingredient, so we'll have to check that out next time. While we were here, we went to the recruitment center and accepted a bounty for Isaiah Kropos in Scoundrels Hall near Grand Trad. And after that, there was a good funny moment that I'm really sad I'm not going to be able to show with my voice acting behind it, because it was really good. The random NPC that was on the rock, only because he was just so nice to everybody and did so many nice things for them, and he was freaking out because he didn't want to be king. Well, apparently he's no longer on the rock because my face is now on there, and he was thanking me. But that also means now he's no longer under the king's protection, and that freaks him out because he realizes that some people might try to come after him knowing that he was a candidate. But after that, we found some gold beetles. We bought some info about the Potion of Blight from Brylehaven's informant, which found out it needs parch water, apparently. And then we headed to Martira. But the only thing that really happened here was we talked to the citizens and got a little bit more information about what Barden is doing to basically tighten security and how people are upset about it, kind of leading into his story for his bond. And then after wasting money on the informant here in Martira because he tells us that the Potion of Blight needs parch water, wonder where I heard that before, we headed to Grand Trad and started off at the Lycion Magic Association. The manager or guy behind the counter, whatever you want to call him there, his reaction gave away that the igniter is very rare and very valuable, but when he learned that it was from the Mastari tribe, he tried to downplay its worth and basically just offered to take it off our hands for cheap. But when we pressed a little bit and threatened to get Brigida in on it, that's when he told us the truth. And so we got a certificate of appraisal from him that we were able to take back to the lady later, but we'll get to that. Next up, we talked to some of the shop owners near the Grand Cathedral, asking about parch water. None of them sold it, unfortunately. Then we went to the informant and not only bought info about the Potion of Blight and learned that apparently the potion shop here in Grand Trad is what sells parch water, but he was also selling a little bit of information about a village on the way to Scoundrels Hold, about what they sold. But after that, we bought the parch water and then went to the church to purify some weapons and armor. We picked up the Grand Eagle Bow, Caesar Semaphore, Brawn Breastplate, and Barrier Reef Lance, all of which were upgrades on what we currently had. And with all that done, we headed back to Virga Island. There was another quest that appeared there. Don't know when that happened. It was called a guiding gift, and the old lady that was requesting it asked us to find 3 polar stones in the dragon temple that she had dropped. On top of that, we turned in the Price of Hope, we gained wisdom for it, a gleaming crystal which had all stats +4, and then 15,000 reeve attached to it, which was real nice. But on top of that, there was a real cool story with the quest giver, as she told us that apparently the reason she wanted to get the igniter appraised in the first place is so whenever other people come over and visit from other cities, hopefully in the future, she wanted to be able to sell igniters to basically kind of be a bridge between the Mystari people and outsiders. But after that, we gave the parched water to Adeni, and he makes us the Potion of Blight so we can head to the temple and put it on the tree that's blocking our path. After that, a quest from Juna opened up, which this scene was voiced, so I'll go ahead and show you guys that scene.
You know, some of the islanders were so enamored by my songs, they opened up to me a bit. They were still rather sheepish, but I simply can't leave them hanging, can I now? Apparently they've been plagued by monsters raiding the tombs just off the coast. I dare say that sounds right up our alley, doesn't it? If you'll help, I'll even make it interesting. I'll let you in on the secrets of a songstress.
What kind of secrets?
Oh, the key to capturing hearts. Some tips and tricks for carrying yourself with dignity. Rather useful to a kingly candidate, no? Well then, our monsters are to be found on an island the locals call the Orbwise Path. Their legends say that if you offer your dead to the snakes there, their souls ascend to become guardian deities. Problem being, the monsters are eating the snakes, which has left the bereaved unable to complete the ritual. The sadness in their eyes was just too much to bear. You know, I couldn't help but come to you about it. Oh, and evidently, there's some sort of offering there that's yours for the taking. If you'd like it. Well, have I piqued your interest? Do these people a favor, and I'm sure they'd rally behind you. So, you're in, I take it? Brilliant! I'll inform the others.
I'm sure we'll be able to handle it.
Music to my ears. I'll tell you what. I'll throw in a little something extra for you. On top of my secrets, of course.
This one's important.
So real nice moment, we had to defeat some monsters at the Orbwise Path. I'm thinking this unlocks her bond since she talked about sharing secrets with us about being a singer and a dancer and all of that.
Oh, and do bring me along when you go, won't you? We can tackle it whenever you're ready.
So we went ahead and bought the info about her quest from the informant, and then decided to head to the Dragon Temple since not only is there a quest there, but it also was not as difficult as the Spire quest or the bounty that we accepted, according to the ranks. So on the Gauntlet Runner, on the way there, we made finisher noodles with Heismay, and then we also read the final part of Julian's book. I was a little upset because the one time that I chose to disagree with Julian, Gallica kind of pointed out that he had a little bit of a point, even though his point was seemingly invalid and a little too extreme. So this time around he was making an argument that since everything was going to come to ruin, it was better to just attach our lives to the igniter and live inside of the igniter or something like that. It sounded kind of Matrixy to me. But I decided to go with the same answer that Gallica seemed to give me last time, where it's extreme, but he had a point. And Gallica disagreed with me 100%. So once again, I did not get as much wisdom as I wanted to get, but I did get wisdom for finishing it. Still not enough to get to rank 4, but I'm a little bit closer now. But finally we get to the temple and we pour the Potion of Blight onto the tree, and it turns into a tree monster. Thankfully it was weak to fire, so with Juna's fire attack and my fire attack and Hulkenberg also having fire, it was not too difficult. Managed to defeat it and ranked up the Commander, Gunner, and Magic Knight from that battle. Afterwards, I decided to go ahead and change around the equipment a little bit. I gave Stroll the Gleaming Crystal, so he has 2 less strength but now +4 to all other stats. And I saw he had a glove on that gave him 1.5 times archetype experience, which sounded great, so I gave it to myself and gave him my equipment. And then we also gave Juna the Sailcloth Cape, which I think we picked up in the last episode. Gives magic +4 and a lot more defense on it. And then we headed inside. First area was just kind of a broken down place. We found a Polar Stone right away, also ranked up for Max Dancer after one of the battles. And then there was one of those yellow elemental orbs. We defeated it. We got 2 rank ups for the commander, a rank up for the gunner and assassin and mass dancer. And then when I was killing some wasps shortly after that, the magic knight ranked up as well. And then we headed into the second area, and this was a really interesting area. It was a super long staircase, and fog was covering the entire area, or they called it mist. And the gimmick behind it was one set of stairs per group was the correct path. There were stones that kind of gave us that information, and as you can see here, I tried to run down one that was incorrect, and the fog just gets real thick and you can barely see, so basically the best thing to do is turn back. I never really saw what happened if you went too far on one of the incorrect stairs. But one of the stones further down gave us a bit of a hint because they all spoke in sort of riddles, something about looking to the stars for help. And when I looked up, I saw there was actually a line up on the ceiling that tells you which stair to travel down, which stair is the correct one. So that made traveling a lot easier. There's also another stone that said something about using the magla to sense which staircase is correct. So Gallica suggested using her Fey sight. I tried that. I didn't notice anything when I was playing. I think when I was editing, I did notice though that there were little flames on either side of the staircases. I think the flames were only on for the staircase that I'm supposed to travel up or down. But I did a lot of exploring, a lot of battling. I found a few different chests. One had a paladin's mace, and at that point I switched Stroll over to the cleric because there were gargoyle enemies that were weak to wind that I had with Juna, but also I had wind on myself and Stroll as our inherited abilities. But the other enemies with them were weak to fire and light, so I went ahead and just switched Stroll over to the cleric so he could have the light attacks. I also opened a chest and got a fire bloom signal, which I equipped on myself, so it was very strong and increased my fire attack. And then finally opened a chest with Tranquil Trilby, which I equipped on Heisme. It ups his magic by 4 and also prevents rage. There were also 2 Polar Stones in the room. One was up near the top and the other one was down near the bottom. And in all of the battles, I leveled up everybody once. Heisme is now at 35, Juna, Stroll, Hulkenberg at 36, and myself at 37, which my magic was the stat that went up automatically, and then I chose to up my agility as well. There were also 3 rank ups for my commander, and then a rank up for the assassin, mass dancer, cleric, and magic knight. But outside of the battles, there were also murals that were on 3 different walls, and these were the most interesting part of the room because they seemingly depicted the world before the world of Metaphor ReFantazio, and it looks similar to our real life world. You know, there are tall buildings similar to skyscrapers. They talked about there are beings that look similar to humans, so almost showing that we humans in the real world became the monstrous humans in this world, and that apparently there was this large battle involving gods and dragons and all of this that led to the fall of the original world. So a lot of it was very vague in its depiction, but raised a lot of good questions. But with all of that done, we entered the third area, and this is where we finally met Yufa. There's a good little conversation which I'll show here.
What? There's someone here.
It's you. I believe we met at the spring? My name is Euphazia. I am priestess of the dragon god, but you may call me Yufa, if it pleases you.
To see you now, you seem largely unscathed. You have hidden yourself well, priestess. This place is devoid of monsters. Almost uncannily so.
I sought the room least affected by Magla. We of the Mustari are blessed with a third eye that can see magic's flow. But more importantly, why are you here?
Adeni asked us to help you. We're here in the stead of the island soldiers.
So my brother is safe. Thank goodness. Then I trust your word. Please, help me complete the ritual for the island.
Wait, girl. We want no part of this sacrifice. We're here to take you back.
'Twas your brother's own behest. If you doubt us, then you may seek your answers from him.
My brother would have you stop me. But why?
This is so crazy to think he doesn't want his sister to die.
But what happens if I return? The island's Magla royals. Our people are tormented by horrors from the sea. Even our herds are being driven to madness. The chaos must be quelled. And if I stand as sacrifice, no one else will need to.
A fire burns in you, girl. It's a valor any knight would be proud to wield. And I should know. But if you're to risk your life, Shouldn't it be for something certain?
Is all this really happening because of that dragon god?
What? But the perils that grip the island, they are born of the same magic that floods this temple.
We've seen the same phenomenon across the nations. This affliction isn't isolated to your islands.
Even so, surely...
How about this then? We'll get you safely to the altar and see what we can figure out there. You know where it is, don't you?
Well, yes.
Let's see what's really going on back there for ourselves. We've got business with this lance of yours too.
She's right. No point in stopping here. Is that okay, Captain?
We'll protect you.
Yes. When we leave this island, we will do so together.
What do you want with Dracotios? No. Whatever your answer, it hardly matters for the sacrifice. I will trust all of you as envoys of my brother. Besides, my third eye sees the flow of Magla keenly. There is something unusual about the Magla in your wake. It brings to mind descriptions of the heroes of old.
Are you talking about archetypes?
Then we must not disgrace their legacy. Let us proceed with all due care.
So seemingly we were able to convince her not to sacrifice herself yet and come with us. Shortly after that scene there was another yellow elemental orb. We took that one out, got rank ups for the commander, cleric, assassin, and mass dancer. We also found 2 more murals. One had dead soldiers in front of it and it depicted the beginning of the Mistari people, seemingly how they became who they are. The second mural depicted the history of the Mistari priestesses and how they have to sacrifice themselves to appease the dragon god. And after fighting some more enemies, we ended up in the 4th area, which was the final one for this video. And at the end of this long staircase down, we opened a door and somehow looked outside and saw the sky. Don't know how that makes sense, but below us there was a flooded city, which apparently is known as Draken Grace Shinjuku. So that obviously raises a lot of questions. So it almost kind of feels like the world of Metaphor was built on top of the real world, which was destroyed and flooded somehow. But moving on from that, we fought a little bit more. I ended up mastering the commander and evolving it to the general, which then I used some of the hero's fruit to level up to level 8. And that was the last thing we did. We went ahead and saved. And so that's where I left off. I'm currently still in the middle of the Dragon Temple. I don't know exactly how much longer I have in the Dragon Temple, but the next video, that is where I plan to pick up and hopefully finish and maybe even try to knock out the bounty or maybe start the trip to the Spire. But I am definitely disappointed that this is the video that decided to crap out and lose my audio, because there were so many good moments here, so many good story elements as well. And I'm just sad that I'm not able to show a lot of my raw reactions to those moments, because I was definitely thrown off by seeing a town called Shinjuku below us, even though we traveled down several flights of stairs, and it's flooded and just raises so many questions, and I'm so curious now. I want to know more. So once again, I apologize that I lost the audio. I hope that this was enough to at least show you guys what I was thinking and show you guys some of what happened as far as my leveling up and finding equipment and all of that RPG related stuff. But I'm really crossing my fingers that this doesn't happen again, because it was definitely disheartening to see that I had to do all of this instead of just being able to show my point of view. But I really hope that you guys did at least enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out, lets me know that you guys enjoyed this series as a whole, as well as leave a comment down below if you have any tips or tricks, or if you just want to tell me how bad I am at this game, that's fine too. Also check out the channel, I have a lot of reviews on there as well as some other Let's Plays, so check those out if you have time. But until next time, I hope you guys have a great day. I will talk to you all later. Peace out.